you predicted last night to be the first question asked, so the first question asked. Picked a starter for tomorrow?
No. Okay. No, I'm just joking. We're going to go with Peyton Plumlee. He's the best matchup for us in this game.
What about that matchup do you like?
He's just been good against left-handers, and they got 6 out of 9 left-handers in their lineup. So, he's pitched that. It reminds me a little bit of that Miami lineup that we faced. Probably a little bit, it's hard to say better because that Miami lineup was really good, but they've swung it well. But he's just, when he's good, he's got that sinking fastball and gives us a chance to make a lot of plays.
How much do you take from that Vanderbilt game in the SEC tournament? Obviously, it was coming off the 17-inning one, but
I think it's really crazy to take a lot off that game because it was 2 different starters, and those starters were really good. There wasn't a lot to that game. Not a lot of offense for us, not a lot of offense for them. We've played them a lot. Our guys played them last year. We're very familiar with each other. I just think it's a brand new game. I mean, how these 2 arms run out there and pitch will be the key.
Speaking of not a lot of offense, there wasn't a lot in the first 8 innings last night. What do you guys got to do to sort of get it rolling earlier tomorrow?
I think we've got to slow it down. We had some good at-bats. We just said we weren't good with runners in scoring position. And I thought Rowdy had a good swing early in the game with 2 outs, and I thought Jordan Westberg's ball, he couldn't hit that ball any better. So we had a little tough luck, but we also had some bad at-bats in those situations. So for us, we need to slow it down and control the strike zone offensively.
Chris, what do you remember of that Vanderbilt series last year in that Super Regional? I think you mentioned before that you were watching it. A pretty exciting series for 3 games. What did you kind of take away from that?
Never die from both teams. I mean, both teams just played so hard. Nobody plays perfect. I mean, there's mistakes being made, but both teams compete at a really high level, and I think that's what you'll see tomorrow night.
You mentioned the lineup kind of settling in and controlling the strike zone. Do you think the 9th inning going the way it did and the quality of that kind of settled them into their usual approach?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I hope that's the biggest piece. I mean, if you learn anything, some of the bigger at-bats, we all talk about Marshall's at-bat, but Tanner Allen gets that big walk. Josh Hatcher fights with 2 strikes and gets a chop ball, just putting the ball into play. And then we had some really good at-bats too. Mac gets ahead, 2-0, gets a hit. Jake gets his first pitch hit like he always does. But I'm hoping that momentum plays into the week and lets us relax now and play good baseball.
You worried about, I guess, maybe the emotions being too high to overcome kind of deal? I mean, is there anything you say to try and, get the guys back locked in? Is that even an issue?
Well, we talked about it last night. I mean, they were obviously excited, hard to go to sleep last night for players, coaches, fans. But, we didn't come out here to win 1 game. That's what that kind of message last night, that enjoy it, but you can't get too high and you can't get too low out here. And so hopefully we can get regrouped today, focus, have a good practice, rest our bodies, and be ready to go tomorrow.
You mentioned trying to relax. Is there some semblance of that, having 1 game under your belt?
Oh, I think so. I think having that game and, to win, you got to play good, and it's nice to get a little bit of luck. And so I think the guys feel that a little bit, and getting a win in a tournament, that first game is huge.